You know, this is no different. I belong to be there. I belong these. I deserve these unification fights. Every time I step in the ring, bro, it's war. You know, I'm never ever taking anyone lightly. I'm prepared for anything they bring.
It's a good fight, isn't it? Simple as that. I'm a heavyweight. I'm knocking them out at the end of the day. So that's why people are obviously talking about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. If he wants to come up to cruiserweight, bring it on. You know, cruiserweight's my division. You know, until I move out of it, bro, come and get it.
The boxing world is buzzing right now. Every week, new headlines, shocking rumors, and jaw-dropping announcements keep fans glued to the sport. Some matchups excite the hardcore audience, some raise eyebrows, and some look so bizarre that people cannot believe they're real. And right in the middle of the storm stands the talk about Tank Davis possibly taking on Jake Paul. It sounds unreal, but the noise around it is louder than ever.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
But you don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here.
He shouldn't.
Do you think Jake Paul beats Jaron Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Jaron Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
5'5".
That's
You
what I'm
got
saying.
Jake Paul
He's a
6'1".
little man.
If
That's
Jake
what
Paul's
I'm saying.
tucking up
Move on.
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a way to run it.
Many boxing fans have already given their opinion, but now Jaron Ennis has entered the conversation. Ennis is known for his raw honesty, and this time he did not hold back. Speaking out about the Davis versus Paul talks, he made it clear he sees the fight as nothing more than a money grab. According to him, this matchup is not about legacy, is not about real competition, and definitely not about Tank Davis's place in history. In his eyes, this is just an exhibition, nothing more.
Well, like, Tank and Jake is, making money. Yeah, he's making money.
If Tank were to lose that fight, do you think it impacts his legacy at all?
Nah,
it don't matter because of the size difference.
It's an exhibition. It's not a real fight. So
But they're saying they're gonna have an official scoring system. They're gonna have a result. Is what they're saying.
you can't do that in an exhibition.
I hope you gotta ask MVP, but I promise you that's what they said. I know it's weird.
Yeah,
they can do it, but it don't count because it's not.
It's not a pro fight.
I don't think it's going to affect it's not going to affect his legacy, though. I don't think so. Whether he win or lose.
But at the same time, Ennis made it one thing clear. If Jake Paul ever called him out, he would not turn it down. He insisted that while such a fight might not carry legacy value, he simply cannot run from a challenge. For Ennis, the philosophy is simple. If someone steps up and calls you out, you answer. And if the call comes from Jake Paul, he's ready to go. That confidence itself added more fire to the buzz already surrounding Jake Paul's never-ending call-outs.
If something like that would be presented to you, Jake is very famous for calling people out. Your name is growing and growing and growing. If he were to go out on a limb and say, I take on Boots, would that be something you would entertain? Or is it straight up legacy at this point?
I mean, it's always legacy, but if he comes, bring that cheese.
Called prize, right? So called prize fighting, right?
Huh?
Called prize fighting, right?
For sure. Legacy first, but if he definitely calls, I'll step in.
While Ennis shared his honest take, another boxing legend also decided to weigh in, and this time it was none other than Roy Jones Jr., a man who knows a thing or two about fighting exhibitions himself. Fans remember when he shared the ring with Mike Tyson back in 2020. Now Jones has spoken on the possibility of Davis against Paul, and his words carry the weight of experience. He admitted he's actually interested in seeing the fight, and when it comes to the outcome, Jones did not hesitate.
But if they do it for real, Tank is highly capable of taking Jake Paul out. So the exhibitions that I like to see are ones that either I can mythically look at and say, wow, well, if he would have did that back when he was 10 years younger or 8 years or 12 years ago, he would have beat him. You understand me? Because we know boxing. We can see what the landscape looks like without even seeing it. You understand me? So an exhibition amongst two people that are that or were that, or one that is that and one that was that tells people that know the game, that tells us a lot. Exhibition between people who are way apart, it's not going to tell us nothing, because both of y'all are high-level boxers, but y'all are so far apart.
He said he knows for a fact that Tank Davis is capable of stopping Jake Paul. Even though Tank is the smaller man, Jones believes Davis has the power and skill to knock Paul out. At the same time, he didn't completely dismiss Paul's chances either. With the size advantage Jake Paul carries, Roy admitted Paul has also the ability to catch Davis. It's the exact type of high-risk, high-drama situation that keeps people talking.
I've always tipped the hat to him because he is in the gym with a real boxing team. I know the BJ Flores, J. Leon Love, and a few others he got in there, and he's got real fighters in there. He's getting the black eyes, he's getting the marks, he's trying to become better, and he's respectable enough where if you foolish, you can get knocked out, you can get hurt with that right hand. I don't know if he's gonna land that with Gervonta Davis, but the size difference is enough where if he does land, he can hurt Gervonta. But Gervonta has been fighting bigger guys and sparring bigger guys his whole life. That's what people don't understand. They keep talking about weight classes are there for a reason. That's true. But some guys, and I said this about Crawford, some guys been beating up on big dudes for a long time. They've been sparring light heavies and heavies for a long time. This ain't nothing new.
But the Davis-Paul circus is not the only story making noise. A huge development came from Jai Opetaia, the undefeated cruiserweight champion. In a recent interview, Opetaia laid out his future goals and his words turned heads. Not only is he preparing for his next fight in December, but he also called out some of the biggest names in the sport, including the Mexican monster himself, David Benavidez.
Good, man. It feels good to be back in the ring. Obviously, it's we wanted these unification fights, but once again we've been derailed. But we got a job to do. You know, we're still on a mission to become undisputed. So we need to take care of business on the 6th of December.
Opetaia explained how good it feels to be back in the ring before the year ends. He admitted his original goal was to secure unification fights, but delays forced him to stay patient. Still, he is clear that every time he steps into the ring, it's a war. No opponent can be taken lightly, and every performance is a statement. That mindset fuels his career, and for December 6th, he says the mission is to handle business first, but after that, he's aiming high.
Every single fighter, every time I step in the ring is a statement. You know, this is no different. I belong to be there. I belong these. I deserve these unification fights. Every time I step in the ring, bro, it's a war. You know, I'm never ever taking anyone lightly. I'm prepared for anything they bring, and this is no different.
He revealed that he directly messaged Bordeaux Jack to ask about a potential fight. Jack responded positively, and now Opetaia is expecting him to stand by his word. But Opetaia didn't stop there. He laid out the roadmap. First Bordeaux Jack, then Ramirez, and if it all goes to plan, David Benavidez moving up to cruiserweight. For Opetaia, that is the dream path. He made it clear he's pumped up for the challenge and he wants those big names. His confidence sets social media buzzing and left fans eager to see if this ambitious road becomes reality.
Which I got to get past mine too, you know what I mean? But let's fucking do it. Don't go back on it now, you know what I mean? The Turkey Al Sheikh and Dr. Rakan, they have told me that they want these fights to happen. They're willing to put it on. They want it over in Saudi, January. Bro, we're getting closer. You know, there's a game plan now. We're not just chasing the fight. There's an actual plan now. So he's told me we got Bordeaux Jack, which is another hard fight. You know, if we win that, then we go down to Ramirez. We win that. And then once we do that, he told me he wants Benavidez to come up to cruiserweight and we fight Benavidez. If that's the course, let's do it.
Meanwhile, another interesting moment unfolded when young heavyweight sensation Moses Atuma crossed paths with David Adilier. The two were spotted together in Nigeria, and instantly the crowd began speculating. Fans started calling for a showdown between the two rising names, and it almost felt like the universe itself was setting up a future rivalry.
These are iconic moments, two Nigerian heavyweights out here in Nigeria. People are talking about both of you fighting each other, but I understand there's a good relationship between both of you.
You talking or am I talking? So, like, listen.
This is the fact
David.
people want to see. This is the fact that people want to see. These two men here.
I'm trying to spread love, bro. I'm trying to spread love.
No, in the future, we need these two men here. We need...
When asked about it, Moses showed nothing but respect. He reminded everyone that he respects every fighter, and he doesn't shy away from any challenge. If Adelaide ever steps in the ring with him, Moses believes he can take him down.
That, like, I remember when my brother took his loss, I said David was one of the few people that messaged him to keep his head up. So, like, I respect him for that. And there's always got to be a bit of love between the two fighters, because when you make that long ring walk, trust me, it gets lonely, it gets scary, and like I take my hat off to any fighters. So it's like it's not nothing personal. It's nothing personal, but like if we cross paths, we cross paths. If we don't, we don't. Do you get what I mean? I'm a supporter of every fighter. But if we cross paths, we cross paths. If we don't, we don't.
Adelaide, on the other hand, didn't back down either. Even though he repeated that there was no bad blood between them, he made his stance clear. If he faces Moses, his plan is to knock him out, and words like that are enough to fuel a storyline that fans will follow closely as both men continue their climb in the heavyweight ranks.
Yeah, like I said to you, like there's no animosity, it's all love. He's on a certain path, I'm on a certain path. I don't know much, I suppose it's for the media. I'm waiting for you to tell me something, but yeah, look, I've got certain avenues, I suppose, but yeah, it's all love. I got respect for his family as well. We're both Nigerian, innit? So.
Tell me one thing that you both like about each other as fighters.
He's a good fighter, innit? Simple as that. I'm a heavyweight, I'm knocking him out at the end of the day, so that's why people are obviously talking about it.
And just when fans thought things couldn't get any crazier, another headline shook the internet. Rumors started surfacing about Manny Pacquiao possibly making a comeback fight against none other than Ronaldo Rolly Romero. At 47 years old, Pacquiao is still one of the most beloved fighters and figures in boxing history, and the idea of him sharing the ring again instantly went viral. What made it even more shocking was that DAZN Boxing itself posted about it, confirming that an official announcement might be just around the corner. The reaction was electric. Showtime boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult couldn't hide his shock at the news, and on one side, you have Romero, young, coming off a big victory over Ryan Garcia, and the other side, you have the legendary Pacquiao, a man who has carried boxing on his shoulders for decades. The thought of these two colliding is nothing short of explosive. If it happens, it could go down as one of the most watched spectacles in boxing history.
Has put it up on their Instagram. It looks like it's going to happen. And that's Manny Pacquiao versus the GOAT, Rolly Romero. It looks like they are at the tail end of their negotiations, and they will be fighting at welterweight. This is also a business move for Manny Pacquiao too, because if you don't know, Manny Pacquiao Promotions just launched his United States promotions, talking about getting to the bag. He's saying that his first event is going to be November. I am 100% confident in saying that if he fights Rolly Romero, it would be a Manny Pacquiao Promotions event.
That's the beauty and madness of boxing right now. On one hand, you have bizarre crossovers like Davis versus Jake Paul grabbing attention, and on the other hand, you have real legacy-driven fighters like Opetaia chasing greatness. At the same time, young heavyweights like Moses Atuma and David Adelaide are building their own rivalries for the future, and to top it off, legends like Pacquiao might be stepping back into the spotlight, showing that age is only a number when it comes to greatness.
Rolly, how many sit-ups are you gonna do? Like 500? Manny Pacquiao does 1,500 sit-ups twice a day. He does like 10 different variations of like 50.
He does 3,000 sit-ups a day?
Yep, a day. I have his whole routine. It takes him 26 minutes. I'll send you a link.
26 minutes to do 1,500?
Yeah, to do 1,500.
Fans around the world can't help but ask, what happens next? Will Tank Davis really shock the world as expected when he steps into the ring with Jake Paul? If he does, will it to be proved the money grab Jaron Ennis warned about, or will it shock everyone with an unexpected outcome? Will Roy Jones Jr.'s prediction of a Tank knockout come true, or will Jake's eyes give him the ultimate upset? Will Jai Opetaia's ambitious plan take shape? Can he handle Badou, Jack, Ramirez, and then drag David Benavidez into the cruiserweight battlefield? If so, it could create one of the most dangerous and exciting runs in modern boxing.
Do you foresee him in the future at all as like a big money fight for you that can get you to the States and you guys pack an arena somewhere in the U.S. against David Benavidez in the future?
Yeah, for sure, man. If he wants to come up to cruiserweight, bring it on. You know, cruiserweight's my division. You know, until I move out of it, hey, come and get it.
Will Moses Atuma and David Adelea finally settle their words inside the ring? And if they do, will it spark a new rivalry to carry heavyweight boxing into the future?
Daniel Dubois, how are you getting on with Daniel, by the way? Do you even speak much? Like, how's it go?
You know what? I'm actually surprised. He's completely different to what he portrays, like what people think he actually is. Like, no, I was surprised. But yeah, no, training with the bar it's been good. Obviously in that high altitude in Spain as well. Yeah, I can't really ask for a better prep camp.
I think it was in that George Groves podcast, you talked about maybe your most difficult spot has been Daniel Dubois, because he's like a plodder, he moves.
Yeah, no, it's literally styles makes fights, doesn't it? Yeah. And I think Dubois, his style is one of my trickiest. So yeah, it gels well.
And the biggest question of all, can Manny Pacquiao really defy time once again and fight at the highest level against a dangerous young lion like Rolly Romero? If that fight is announced, the world will stop to watch.
Which fighters actually qualify as a legit big fight in your mind? Which fighters actually qualify?
Rolly Pacquiao. No matter if he beats Barrios or not, still Rolly Pacquiao.
But some of those guys, Ryan, Pacquiao, they don't have belts. And Norman and Stu, how do you reconcile them?
See, but the thing is, those fights aren't for money either. Those fights are for legacy. Those are more legacy, and those are. Would I be more remembered for fighting Jaron Ennis or Brian Norman, or for beating Manny Pacquiao? What would I be remembered more for?
If you love the drama inside the ring, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Ring Rivalry, where every fight has a story.